I spoke to a friend today,
Mm.
and we were talking about another friend of mine, and I know their story a little bit, but he was like, "That's basically my other friend had a toxic relationship."
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even think of it that way. He lived in a state. She moved to a different state. They were going off and on.
Oh, so she.
No, my friend is a guy,
Oh, okay.
but the girl
All right.
left and she moved to a different state. So she was trying to get him. She
He
was trying
playing.
to get him to move to her state so that she can do what she needs to do. And he said their relationship is toxic. And my mind, after we had that conversation, my mind went to, do guys even know how to date? Have you ever had a friend that is dating a girl and they break up, get back together, break up, get back together, and it just doesn't make any sense?
Yeah, it's like, what's up with these up and down games? What
Yeah,
kind of game are y'all playing?
you know, because I, and that's the thing. I'm not trying to be sexist or something, but usually that kind of fluctuation in emotion happens in women. It's not a bad thing. Women just sometimes have a harder time making up their minds about stuff. So if there's a breakup in relationship where the two really like one another, I think it's upon the man or the guy to just be like, hey, this relationship is no good. Let's cut it off. But usually what keeps the guys around is the booty. They like sticking around because they
The
know the
cheeks.
relationship
The
isn't going to
cheeks is
go anywhere.
definitely, yeah, the cheeks is definitely, man, the cheeks. Yeah, exactly.
Why do you just get distracted, man? Where were you going with this?
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just emphasizing how crazy it could be.
Oh, you emphasized it all right, like 15
Yeah.
times.
But continue, sir. Good sir. Continue your story.
And in my mind, I was like, dang, that's gotta really suck. Because as a young guy, right, when a girl breaks up with you, it's hard. And of course, you don't have the discernment to be like, hey, I gotta cut it off and move forward. I gotta cut it off and find someone that fits me better. But they end up, sticking around, doing that with her for a long time, and then at the same time, he's probably looking for another girl too. So I was like, that it just really hit me when I thought about that guys let this happen because they're looking to just have sex all the time. They're just looking to, you know, do that stuff. And it's sad. It's sad, man, because it's a waste of time. It's a big waste of time. The girl, she leaves you.
Man.
A girl breaks up with a guy. A couple months later, she could probably find someone whom she could date. May not be a good candidate, but she could always. So it's like that sex part of it isn't a big deal for girls. But a guy will continue to play those back and forth games with a girl because, frankly speaking, she'll give it up to him without him really needing to work hard for it, just because they're not toxic part of it. And I don't know if you've known any guys that you want to do something and they keep going back and forth. It's like, nah, forget about it, man. Let's not even do it
Yeah,
anymore.
and then it's like, once you get attached emotionally, it's really easier for the guy to manipulate, unfortunately. And
Yeah,
and once she's emotionally connected, yeah, it's really it's really bad news bears if she's with a guy that's just for the cheeks, because he could, you know, mess around with him. It could be haywire, and that's probably why, like, those type of relationships where it's like off and on, she's
mhm.
emotionally attached, he's physically attached. After he get, whatever he get, and he faces a little bit of attitude, he leave it.
Yeah.
But positive. I don't know what the situation is most of the time. I'm just making up a scenario. And then,
Mhm.
he probably could have found cheeks fast when he needed it, so he just came. So
When you needed
he's
it.
come back to get, to refill the tank, or to empty the tank. However you
Yeah.
want to put that. But yeah, it's like this need from both sides, and one is, connected in a different way. That's what bring them back. bring him back and playing that tug of war.
So Notorious Big Booty just said they called me Pimp Daddy in high school, and that reminds me of a video that I just watched. It's of an 18-year-old girl who started working as a prostitute in the streets at the age of 16.
Dang, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. James said he knows someone in a
Someone in a
situation like
situation
that.
like
Yeah, it's not unique, unfortunately. So this girl who's 16 starts prostituting in the street, and she meets this guy. This girl's smart. It's on the YouTube channel, Soft White Underbelly or whatever it's called. You can watch it. And she said she got into a scenario where she got a pimp.
Mm.
The pimp, she did, the sexual activity with the pimp. And she's hooked on him now. She's hooked on him.
Hmm?
She's hooked on him. She can't stay away from him. Her mom is like, you already know where this is going. She already got in a situation where she got into a car with it. Apparently, this is common. She got into a car with this dude who started driving super, super fast. And I've heard it in so many of their stories. They have to throw out their stuff and jump out the car. And she got third-degree burns from it. If you see the video, yeah, dude, it's
Third-degree
crazy.
burns.
Third-degree
Oh
burns.
my
Man.
God, what is that though?
So
Get out of
she's
that.
sitting there talking to this guy, and he's like, why don't you just get out the game? Why don't you get out that business? And she's like, she's hooked on the fast money.
Oh yeah, quick money. Yeah,
Quick
yeah.
money.
When you see money coming that quick, it's hard to
At
drop, man.
at the age of 16, too. She has eaten the fruit that you can't find anywhere else.
Man, yeah, she need it quick.
Man,
It is that high when you like when you
stuff.
get paid weekly, ain't no bi-weekly no more.
Mm-hmm.
You like, man, what a check out this week,
Yep.
not next week.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's a taste you can't. Yeah. So she's now sitting there telling this guy that, she doesn't like the life. She wouldn't tell someone else about it, but she can't stop. She has to keep going back. And he was like, why don't you, do something else with your life? Are you in love with the guy or something? And she's like, basically, he has a girlfriend or whatever, so she's not messing with his relationship. But at the same time, she just can't move on from him. And I was like, dude, this girl, and that's how deep what I was saying is. When guys get stuck in this, when girls get stuck in this toxicity, they'll keep going back and forth. This dude is pimping out this girl, and she knows it's bad for her, but she can't stop. She likes the guy. That's deep, bro. She knows it's a bad life. She met another prostitute once, and apparently the prostitute girl told her that, hey, this is what's going to happen to you. This is where your life is going. And she was like, I guess this is where I have to be. I was like, dang, this is deep.
that's
This
crazy.
is deep. Yeah, Dukes. So if you got a girl that you broke up with, make sure you're breaking up with her because you want to. Make sure you stay away. Block her. Block her on social media, on your phone. Block her.
Man,
You know what I'm
people,
saying?
I heard some crazy, stories about how the person that got broke up with was so obsessed. They did extra, Oh shoot, was it you that told me about the story where dude got broken up with by a girl? She was at her parents' house. He came to the parents' house, and then he got popped by the dad. And some people get so obsessed, like they just go crazy about you, follow you, this, that, and it's some weird stuff out here.